Muy bien, chicos, ahora estamos aquí en gramática 2.3 y esta es la página 68. Gramática. Using gustar to express likes and dislikes. Letter A. Letra A. Gustar plus infinitive. The Spanish verb gustar expresses the meaning of the English verb to like. It is literal translation to be pleasing. Just as in English, you can express liking a thing or a noun or an activity, a verbal form. When speaking about a favorite activity, the verb form that follows gustar is always an infinitive, such as hablar, aprender, which is to learn, or vivir. For example, me gusta estudiar español. Gusta estudiar, infinitive. We need to use the infinitive form after gustar if we're talking about a verb. In other words, I like to study. Me gusta estudiar. Yeah. Here, you may have noticed that in this structure, the subject is what is liked, the person, object, or action that is pleasing to someone. The following table shows the pronouns used with gustar to express to whom something is pleasing. The person who likes. The pronouns precede gusta or gustan in this structure. Por ejemplo, dice, if something is pleasing to me, I would say me. If something is pleasing to you, I would say te. If something is pleasing to him or to her or usted, is le. If something is pleasing to us, is nos. To vosotros is os, and to them or to you, plural, is les. Bien, in other words, we're going to take a look at an example. ¿Qué te gusta hacer en verano? What do you like to do in the summer? Me gusta nadar en el mar. I like to swim in the ocean. ¿Qué le gusta hacer por la noche? Perdón, ¿qué les gusta hacer por la noche? What do you, plural, like to do at night? Nos gusta mucho leer. We really like to read. Let's take a look here. Since le can refer to you, usted, him or her, and les can refer to you, ustedes or them, the prepositional phrase a or to plus noun or pronoun is used to clarify to whom the pronoun refers. A mi papá. To my father. A mi papá. Because don't forget that in reality, gustar means to be pleasing to. Is pleasing to my father. A Juan. A los estudiantes. A ellos. The prepositional phrase is used in addition to the pronoun le or les. For example, a Omar is in red. A Omar le gusta pasar tiempo con la familia. Omar likes to spend time with his family. And this is the example that I'm going to use to clarify the translation. Here, pasar tiempo con la familia. To spend time with his family. I'm going to translate in a different way so you guys can understand. So, to spending time with the family pleases, gusta, pleases Omar, or is pleasing to Omar, a Omar. Yeah, in other words, the verb gustar, we use it backwards. We don't use subject, verb, object, we use object, verb, subject. So in other words, the subject is placed at the end. And again, spending time with family, which is at the end of the sentence, pleases, gusta, is pleasing to Omar, is pleasing to Omar. And then we have to Omar, we need to use le for sure. Le refers that is pleasing to him. Le. Okay? Again, another example. ¿A usted le gusta ver telenovelas? In other words, watching soap operas pleases you, a usted. No, no me gusta. No, it is not pleasing to me. No me gusta. Bien. Why gusta? Because the subject is an activity, is to watch soap operas. I'll explain that in a little bit. ¿Les gusta escuchar música a los estudiantes? Escuchar música a los estudiantes is the subject. Listen to music to the students, ¿no? Listening to music is pleasing to the students. ¿Gusta? Sí, a ellos les gusta mucho. Sí, a ellos les gusta mucho. Yes, they like it very much, or it is pleasing to them a lot. And here is when I'm going to stop sharing. I'm gonna share something different to use the whiteboard here and tell you how we use Gustar. And hopefully this way is gonna be clear. The regular order of the words in a normal sentence is subject, verb, object. Let's do it in English first. I study Spanish. In this case, I am the subject. The verb is study, and the object is Spanish. As a review, the subject of the sentence is the person or whatever performs the action. In this case, I am performing an action, which is to study. And what do I study? That's the object. I study Spanish. Another example, my students read the lesson. The subject is the person or people or machines, whatever performs the action. The subject is my students. The verb is read. And what they read? The lesson. The lesson is the object. Bien? I'm going to write now this in Spanish. The first, yo estudio español. In Spanish, I study Spanish. Yo estudio español. Subject, verb, object. Okay? Now, let's use gustar. A mí I'm going to start without a mí. Just to start in order. Me gusta estudiar. Okay? Estudiar. Me gusta estudiar. Anytime that we use gustar, the subject is placed at the end. That's the key to understand how to use gustar. Estudiar is an activity, is a verb that it behaves like the subject. Pleases me. Studying pleases me. Studying pleases me. Or is pleasing to me, in other words. Bien, it's like the subject and the first example is at the beginning. I study Spanish. But in this case, studying is pleasing to me. Bien, another example. ¿Te gustan los chocolates? ¿Te gustan los chocolates? Chocolates are pleasing to you. Chocolates is the subject. Verb, gustan, te. Why gustan with N? Because we're talking about a noun that is plural. Los chocolates. Here, in the first example, estudiar is a verb that behaves as a subject, but it's a verb. So we always use gusta without N when we're talking about verbs that behave like subjects. Estudiar, cantar, comer, etc. Yeah? Another example. Nos gusta la tarea. Homework is pleasing to us. The homework, which is only one, singular, pleases us. So, gusta. Chocolates, plural, gustan. To whom? To us. In this second example is to you. Now, as we saw in the book, we can emphasize when the object, which is at the end, which at the beginning, sorry, is noste, is people, we do a someone in order to clarify and also to make sure that the reader or the listener knows to whom something is pleasing. For example, if I say, me gusta estudiar, or just to emphasize, I'm going to say here, a mí me gusta estudiar. Studying is pleasing to me, but I still need to use me. The me is mandatory. The a mí is optional. Why? Because by saying me, I'm already referring to me. People will understand already. But when I say a mí, me gusta estudiar, I'm emphasizing the fact that studying pleases me. Another example, le gusta cantar y bailar. Singing and dancing pleases him or her. We don't know yet because le applies to him, to her, or to you polite. In this case, it's very important to use a Juan, for example. For example, a Juan. Now we know that we're talking about Juan. Oh, singing and dancing is pleasing to Juan. Ah, to Juan. Do I need to say a Juan or is optional? In this case, it's very important that we use it. Otherwise, we don't know the le to whom it refers. When I say me, it refers to me. There's no other option. When I say nos, it refers to us. There's no other option. But when I say le, we don't know. It can be he, she, or usted. A Juan, you can say a mi mamá. You can say a Juana, a María, a Roberto, a mi esposa. Any noun here that tells he or she, or usted. You can say usted also. A usted le gusta cantar y bailar. So, in other words, when we use gustar, you're going to use object, verb, subject. In other words, the subject is at the end, not at the beginning. Okay, so this is what I wanted to tell you, and we're going to see how we apply what we learned in the textbook. I'm gonna stop share for a second, and I'm gonna share the ebook now again. I already told you what is on the next pages, but using my own words. Here, a Omar le gusta pasar tiempo con la familia. A Omar, we need to say a Omar because we're using le, and le refers to him or to her. We need to know, or to you, plural. Here, letter B, gustar plus noun. You see, I'm gonna go straight to the example because I already explained this in the whiteboard. Me gusta el té, pero no me gusta el café. I like tea, but I don't like coffee. El té is the subject, is singular, gusta. Coffee, singular, gusta. No me. No me. When we want to make it negative, attach the no before the object. In this case, me, to me. Okay, here, a mis hijos les gustan mucho los perros. Los perros, the dogs. Dogs are plural, so gustan a lot. Les. A mis hijos is they, ellos, les. A Fátima no le gustan los gatos. They don't like cats. Okay, and here, let's see. Yeah, more examples. In reality, there's the same. Is pleasing to. This is how I like to translate gustar because it will be easy to understand. That red bicycle is pleasing to me. Me gusta esa bicicleta roja. Esa bicicleta roja is pleasing to me. Are pleasing to me. Those two bicycles are pleasing to me. Those two bicycles are pleasing to me. Bien. And here we need to say a Omar because we're using le. A Camila because of the le. A nosotros nos is not really necessary to say a nosotros because it refers to nos. But if you want to emphasize the fact that something is pleasing to us, yes, put a nosotros. Bien. Okay. Let's see one more from here. Me gusta leer y mirar series en maratón. I like to read and binge watch series. Here, what is binge? I never seen this word in English. Even if you're using many verbs as a subject, leer y mirar series, leer y mirar, two verbs, but they behave like subjects. Still, you're going to use gusta. Yeah, gusta. No matter how many verbs you are using as subjects, you're going to use gusta. Only you're going to use gustan or gusta when you have gustan with the subject that is a noun that is plural, like here. Me gustan las novelas. Las novelas is plural and it's a noun, gustan. But textear is a verb and it's only one, gusta. as it doesn't matter how many verbs you use as a subject, you're going to use always gusta. Okay? Okay, I don't want to make this video too long, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.